to formally welcome to the studio Mr. Christopher Mapipo. He is a director and co-founder of Verdure of Verda Foods. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Yeah,
good morning.
Good morning. You've actually, I'll give you a 9 out of 10 for that.
Thank you.
It's a tongue twister for many people. Yeah, it is Verda Foods.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
How have you been?
I've been all right. Yourself?
Been very well. I remember the last time we saw each other was like 2 years ago.
2021 precisely.
Yes, and we sat on a show.
Yeah, when you had a different office altogether, and I was in a different life
altogether.
Yeah.
Well, it's
true.
good that we get to sit down again and discuss a different,
topic, huh?
venture. Yeah. Okay, so please, for the sake of our viewers who are seeing you for the first time, do introduce yourself. Tell us about yourself.
Okay, as stated, my name's Christopher Mapipo, Junior, I should say, lest I confuse people with somebody who's now late. Okay. My background is in insurance. I worked in the industry for 20 years, from 2002 to 2022. And I got exposed, I joined the industry when I was just a grade 12 school leaver. At least the time I was leaving, I grew from the ranks from a clerk to heading an insurance company and being qualified as well. So during that time, I had a lifestyle experience change that I became vegetarian in 2000.
Okay.
So I know my body doesn't look like a vegetarian. And that's also good so that people don't think vegetarians are those thin-looking people who walking by the side of the road. I became vegetarian. So initially, from that lifestyle change is what brought about challenges, which in trying to remedy or meet, that's how this business or this venture where you called me for is what that's how it was born.
Okay.
From that experience.
Okay, so what prompted you to become a vegetarian? And I'm assuming around the 2000s you were quite younger.
Yes, that was before my 17th birthday. I was I became exposed to reading a lot of health literature, and also I would say I was the people I was interacting with. I met vegetarians for the first time. I was like, the only person I knew vegetarian at that age was Kaunda, former president, the late. So I was saying, there are other people like him, and out of interest as I was learning what this lifestyle is about. Whenever you are engaging in something, you're basically at zero of the learning curve. So I had a lot to learn, and I grew interested. My parents thought it was just teenage rebellion, and they didn't fight that much. They said, give it time, it's a fad, it will pass. But days turned into weeks into months, and here we are, years, almost on 1st April, will be 24 years later.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And tell us about your family. Is everybody a vegetarian?
Okay. Luckily, I met a vegetarian woman. So I was very deliberate in my endeavor. I said, okay, I don't want to get married to somebody who I will be a problem to. Somebody who will be struggling to say, no, like, what should I cook for him? So I said, we find somebody who's along this line. And you'll be surprised, there's a growing community in Zambia of those. So so my wife is vegetarian, and we are raising our kids that way. Hopefully, when they do grow and have reached an age when they can decide on their own, they will decide to stick with it or leave it altogether. But we believe it's the best diet, and some reasons are outlined. The healthy way to go, you've seen there's a trend right now. Everybody's jumping on this. So he said everybody wants to start their kids on the best path possible. Then as they grow, they become their own people, discover their individuality, and they'll decide. If they say our parents were crazy for starting us on this, let's jump. That be it. But they are vegetarian.
Okay. So when did you realize that you wanted to establish a business out of your lifestyle?
Actually, it was very early, because I remember that times we even had pies of Africa. I would go and eat. It's like every restaurant, every place you went to for food, you were an afterthought. And like, do you have this? And they're thinking like, no, we don't. Like they didn't think about that. There are such people who would have this kind of diet. So immediately it hit me to say, you know what? I think, in fact, my initial plan was, I said I'm going to establish a vegetarian restaurant. I was saying the first vegetarian restaurant in Zambia. That was my plan. I was calling it Verda Cuisine. Then I was thinking I need to have this. Then as it moved on, as I grew, as we grew up, and then I began to see, say, not only is it restaurants, even in shops, I can't get stuff that basically at that time Zambia was we were not as exposed as we are. We didn't have as many things as we do now in the shop rights, the food alternatives. So that's how the idea began to pop. But then I think the maturity of the idea actually happened when I met my wife, as when we were still friends. I began to see a lot of things like when you travel to South Africa. I remember I went for my first graduation for my undergrad in Scotland, and I went to this shop and I was like, you lied to me, these things are available. I found things that I could not dream of in Zambia, and I told myself, one day I need to have a shop like this in Zambia. And when I came back, luckily I found Umoyo had started that, and I was like, wow, I see. But then I realized there was still a gap. I was seeing more of things that there was still things that were not available, and I said, there's still opportunity here. That's how I remember I got on a bus in 2013. I was working for Madison General Insurance then as an insurance. I got on a bus, went to South Africa, and went to see a manufacturer in Joburg who was producing a number of these plant-based milkshakes, dairy-free, all these things, and I bought them. I bought the things which I loved, which I thought people would definitely be in love with. Came through, and these things were not moving at the pace I wanted them to move. I'm like, okay, but that started the ball rolling. And my wife said, okay, then as my girlfriend, it's okay. Next time you're going, let's put money together. Before we even registered anything at Parker, let's put our money together and we start this thing in 2013. Okay. Then 2 years later, we formally registered it. When now we became serious about this, and then she left the bank and began to run it full time. Okay. Yes. And how has the journey been? From that time. It's been slower than we'd love it to have been, but we've actually grown leaps and bounds from that time, because our first location was initially when we started. She and I told ourselves to say, we'll just be doing boot sales. We won't even have a shop, boot sales. But anybody once said that they should know us as if you want anything vegetarian, that's the connection. So she was at the bank. She would have in her vehicle. I'll be in my BMW those days. In the back, I've got products. So my friends would always say, do you have that? And then eventually we thought ourselves, say, the sign that we need the location will come from the public themselves. When they started to say, where are you guys found? Where are you guys found? We say, this issue of location has become an issue. Let's find a location. That's how then we just got a stand at JCS Food Market, the Chinese market. Yes. That's where we were located until I think COVID came through from about 2016. No, actually 2017 January until 2020 when COVID came through and that place was closed up. Then when it reopened, our friends operate differently. We just found that stands had gone, that even different people were like, okay, we need to get a shop. That's how we looked for a shop. I think we opened our first store in town in October 2020. Okay. And from then, it was we started to see the growth, and from retailing we started now to go into distribution, where now we supply most of these major stores, Pick and Pay, ShopRite, Melissa, and the others. So, and we are hoping to add more to that list this year. Okay. And yes, I noticed that in your company profile, you have quite a number of suppliers, even outside of Zambia. Yes. How was that experience for you, finding the good suppliers? And actually, you'd find it interesting. Take you back to the first time I went to South Africa, because there's one supplier I only knew about. That time there was a supplier called Body Care, who I think have even shut down by now. Went to see them, discuss with them the logistics of how do we get this stuff, how do we bring them. I don't need to be coming to South Africa every time. So that kind of that discussion. Then I brought the stuff I thought people would like, but when we started set up at the JCS, we had a young lady managing the stand, and she was saying they're constantly asking for things we don't have. We said, get a book. Everything they ask for, as long as on condition that it's healthy and it's plant-based. Write it down. So as she wrote it down, she would say, for example, the one maca powder. We say, what's maca powder? We look at maca powder. Who supplies maca powder? Then we trace a supplier in South Africa. Contact them, maca powder, yes, we want this. We begin to. Then this other thing, is found by this. This Goulon biscuit is found by this. Nature's Choice, ABCD. I went to Nature's Choice in 2016 to meet some of these suppliers. I'll just go there personally, meet them, establish contacts. Latest suppliers I went to see was 2022. I was in Cape Town to go and talk to Health Connection and Carb Smart products to try and now get credit facilities, because we were getting orders which we could not finance from our pocket. Now we said, guys, look at the numbers we are pushing in ShopRite, Pick and Pay. We need you guys to give us at least a credit facility where we can get stuff. These guys pay, then we pay you back. Then give us luckily we met them like the day when they saw the numbers, they were wowed because they were failing to do those numbers in South Africa. So we were pushing it in Zambia. So the following day they told us, no, give management a week, we'll decide. I was still in Cape Town the following day doing my Garavantin, and the email came to say we've given you 90 days. So yeah, so that's how we were getting supply. It's the feedback. It was customer driven. They'll come through and say, but why don't you guys talk this? So, what's that? Then we were learning, and then we say, oh, okay, we'll check it and say, oh, this is found in SA. Okay, this is. Then we'll get it. Contact suppliers, and luckily eventually, which is the point where they'll tell us to say, most of the suppliers in South Africa deliver for free, or it's maybe put in the fact that it's in the price, deliver for free anywhere in South Africa. Okay. So the supplier would send a list of what we want. Then they would send the stuff that we ordered to a given location in South Africa, which would be one of our partners in terms of transporters. It would be Shalom. It would be different transporters, buses, trucks. And once delivered there, the guys would confirm, so Vafik. It's starting off this time. Before we know it, we've got the stuff in Zambia, and that's how we've been operating all these years. Okay, great.
Yes, it simply shows that we are moving towards the healthy living kind of lifestyle. You know, a long time ago, it would be the junk foods. If you're having Hungry Lion in the KFCs and whatnot, then you're happening.
Oh yes. Actually, there's what I would call like a renaissance and awakening. People are seeing this close connection between the quality of your health and what you put in your body. So many have seen that. You don't need to wait and sit before a doctor to tell you to say, no, you need to cut down on, stop smoking, stop drinking, or stop eating this oily, greasy stuff and try eat more healthy, exercise, all these things. We are seeing the results, the non-communicable diseases are spiking, and these are all lifestyle related. So the first line of health is actually what you eat. That's why the ancient wisdom, they say, let food be your what? Medicine. If you make food your medicine, then you may not need to have medicine for your food, where you're popping tablets every day. Yeah.
Okay. So what are some of the challenges, that you've encountered on the Zambian market, and some of your successes as well that you've recorded since you started?
Biggest challenge I would say is consumer education, which is continuously something we need to engage in. Like right now, people are learning, because we've found out that you see, it's not a natural thing. People actually find it strange that you don't eat meat, you don't, and they just see it strange. Like, so you just don't miss it. And for me, it's like, you see, until I discuss or I am reminded that I'm vegetarian, it's something that is second. It's like I don't feel any way about having two hands. I don't know anything else but having. So I've become accustomed to it. It's second nature. So when somebody tells me maybe I've gone for a cocktail work function, then they see I'm skipping all the dishes with the meat. They're like, you don't take this. I'm like, no. Then that's when it hits me. So okay, it's strange. I'm vegetarian. Because so the challenge has been consumer education. In fact, our business is a niche, in that there are few specific people who, maybe because of exposure, or health conditions, they found themselves that maybe they're diabetic, and they hear that there's this place where you find diabetic snacks, health foods, diabetic jams, and all these things. So it's been consumer education mainly. Then of course, like we said, financing is very, very difficult for startups. I mean, and rightfully so. Banks don't want to experiment with. You just have an idea. How many ideas have they seen which have failed? So every 9 out of 10 startups fail in the first 5 years. So you won't find people readily available to give that money into an idea. Even for us, when we started, it was basically just pulling our little resources, and then as time went on, right now I'll tell you that we've attracted a lot of what we call investors from family and friends, because they see what we are able to do, the turnaround in the products we are moving, and we've got friends and family come through and say, I've got 100, 50, 200, I want to place a sponsor, finance your invoice from ShopRite. And that's how we don't get any bank loans right now. We just finance our own money and family and friends. And then when family and friends, for example, you finance an order for ShopRite who's going to pay in 30 days. When ShopRite pay, you get your money plus interest. So that's how they've been, we've been working. So, capital and also consumer education, just getting people aware that there's a better way to live by eating healthy.
Okay, so please do share with our viewers what are the products that you stock, your main products.
Maybe let me actually, because it's a catalog, so maybe let me just read out that to avoid
leaving anything out.
Leaving anything out. But generally, I would say they would find health, first of all, plant-based, in that these are animal-free products, which are health enhancing and health improving products, so that we don't have we're trying to promote healthy living. So yes, let me just get to that one for you, and then I can bring them out. We've got a lot of for example, health sources. We've got and for those who are very familiar with these, they were easily, from me mentioning some of these products, they will quickly be able to relate or associate with what I'm referring to. For example, we've got superfoods like spirulina powder, hemp powder, wheatgrass. These are things that these are superfoods. They are nutrient rich, as in they give you the benefits that you may not get from your average day-to-day foods you're eating. We've got milk alternatives. Remember, the people who are trying to be some people, there are levels of different types of diets. You've got vegetarian, you've got vegan, you've got people who are banting.
I thought vegan was like
vegan
short for vegetarian.
No. Vegans are, they do not in fact, vegan is loosely used in this part of the world, because out there where the word was coined, is actually more of it's got a connotation of being almost like a religion, because proper vegans abroad there don't use any animal products, including animal leather clothes and all those stuff. But then when it comes to diet, they don't use anything animal, meaning no milk, no eggs, nothing, no honey even, because they say it's coming from animals.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but vegetarian, like myself, it's a bit moderate. It's toned down. I eat honey. You know. So, but we've got milk alternatives for those who may not, for other reasons, may not be able to. Maybe there are people who are lactose intolerant, even when they eat meat. So you find milk alternatives like soy powder, soy milk itself, oat milk, and different ones. And then we've got seasoning and spices. These are curries, like for Carb Smart products. We've got sauces as well. This is soy, tomato, peri peri, smoky, different, all plant-based. Then you've got sugar alternatives like stevia, erythritol, xylitol, carob powder, etc. You've got drinks. These are sugar-free, healthy drinks, which we call fruities. For example, you find these, food lovers, we supply them. All those are things that you definitely find in the market. And then we have breakfast foods and snacks. The drinking chocolates, the spicy pumpkins, crackers, all those things. And we've got thistle diabetic jams. We've been talking with a number of hotels on this, because when they saw this last year, they chatted with Radisson about it, because they are saying healthy jams. They got diabetic clients who go there and say, I want some health diabetic jam on my bread. So this, for somebody who's unexposed, this is so yeah, we do have a number of these. We've got mayonnaise, we've got chocolates and sweets, we've got vinegar. This is the you've got the apple cider vinegars, the healthy ones, the oils, the palm oil, plain avocado oil, coconut oil, all these, and then also things like seeds. You've got the flax seeds, chia seeds, poppy seeds, and different flour like for
bacon.
Yeah, bacon. You can use flour like chickpea flour, potato flour, different soups. It's a whole range. The mince, the soy nuggets, chickpeas, things like a gluten flour and black beans locally. We're trying to infuse more of the local products. And by the way, this is in our growth. If you saw the profile, is that we started with retail. We're into distribution right now, which we're trying to expand. But we are also thinking ahead. In the next 5 to 10 years, we should be manufacturing. We want to start manufacturing some of the stuff we're importing right now that has local ingredients. We want to start fusing them in. So that's where we are.
Oh, that is great. Very interesting. I've heard most of those products for the first time in my life. And it's an interesting venture that you've embarked on. Yes, and as we conclude, please do tell us, where are you located? How can people get in touch in case there's someone who's listening, watching, and they're interested in getting these products? Okay.
We are located in town, Permanent House, first floor, room 144. That's where our store is located. Okay. But you find our products in 9 ShopRite stores. These are, first of all the select stores. The Pinnacle, the Monday Hill, East Park, those high-end stores of theirs, but then they have others, Waterfalls, about 9 ShopRite, so even Kuva, we have Kafubu, and Pick and Pay, we're in 10 stores from Solwezi to Lusaka.